I gotta be careful.
Are you recording again?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's true.
What?
The window's open.
Yeah. There's...
What?
Okay. What? It's dark.
Welcome to the MetaVillains.
It's dark outside.
Hey, everyone.
It's dark at night.
Yep.
We're not opening with that. We're not. No, we're
No,
not.
we're gonna open up
With all these white sheets in here.
Dude.
What color
You
is that
started
mic?
it. You started the racism
I did
train.
not start it.
No, we're gonna open up.
What
with
color
me and
is that
Jared
mic?
talking
We
about
started a while ago.
Racist
We're
zero.
going to start with
Hey,
racist
hey.
zero.
Tomorrow is
Hey.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day, alright?
Notice we're using the black mic instead of the white mic.
Because the black one works harder.
Kevin, why are you shaking your head?
Listen, this one deserved
Just
an Academy
using the
Award
black
just
mic
like
instead of
everyone
the
else.
White mic would just counteract everything we've been saying.
Alright, we're human
This
beings.
is a dick of truth.
Yeah. So welcome to,
Welcome to another MetaVillains
is
podcast.
this episode 11? 11? I don't know.
Episode 11.
Yeah,
It is.
We're in the
All right,
double digits.
we're 11sies. We're officially a preteen, guys.
Good job.
Hooray.
We're double
Make a wish.
ones.
I don't...
Make a wish!
1v1. 1v1.
So,
Welcome
Internet.
to the MetaVillains podcast, like Jared just said. Again. Does anyone else want to say it?
Hey.
Yep.
Welcome to the MetaVillains podcast.
We have to, as awkwardly as we can, slide away from the casual racism that was just going on 10 minutes ago.
No, I like the red hair. So
You're joining us by audio.
Yeah,
Christoph is... Christoph, yeah. He's Stick of Truthing.
He's playing South Park Stick of Truth.
Krista Mill.
So in today's episode, you have I'm joined by obviously Jared, as you heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty obnoxiously hard to miss.
Senor Michael. I didn't choose those words because of your ethnicity. It's just what I felt like saying.
Sure. Whatever you say.
What are you going to say for Kevin?
Whitey.
White supremacy?
Mein Führer Kevin.
Hey guys.
Hi. Sieg hi.
Hey guys.
Fuck. Hate mail incoming. And Christopher.
Welcome to the
as
MetaVillains
was already
podcast.
said,
Just keep trying over and over again until we get it
welcome
right.
to the podcast. Joining the game.
We're also joined by Denzel Washington, the 10-year-old child.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and me. I'm
Man on fire!
Yep.
I'm Daniel. You should know that. So, it is cool.
It's a Sunday.
It's a podcast. And we're saying things now. So,
Oh, but do you feel me?
there's all right. So a lot has gone on this week that we could talk about.
It's one of those things where so much has happened. Like, how do we start?
I mean, like, dude, like everyone died.
Yeah.
Like everyone. It's sad. It's very sad.
The
In memoriam. This episode is in memoriam of
David Bowie.
David Bowie,
sure.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman,
Yep.
Dan Haggerty.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking like there was
We
someone
can
else
reach
too.
back
There's
for
a
Lemmy.
voice
We can
actor.
reach back for Lemmy.
Yeah.
There's absolutely.
There was
totally.
a female voice that died. I don't remember who she was.
Yeah, there was a female voice actor and an older male voice actor as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember their names. Forgive me.
Older male voice actor. He did the voice of Robin Hood from the Disney Robin Hood.
Yes, yeah, that guy. Sorry, I don't remember his name. No offense intended. Our hearts go out to the people, the loved ones, related
base.
to all those people and all the people who loved and appreciated
David
all the
Bowie
movies.
is getting a star constellation named after him.
Hell yeah, a lot. He's getting penguins named after him. A lot of shit.
He that was like the first time in years where I almost cried.
Dude, I like the whole day.
That was serious.
I was so, and I mean the fact that Black Star had just dropped
he knew
recently.
he knew he was dying.
Right, but he was already working on another album.
Yeah.
Like people were saying it was his farewell, but he had started working on another album like days before he passed.
He's always jumped from project to project.
Lazarus is a song
But
about
dude,
him
Lazarus is absolutely
The video is...
that's an absolute so long. And if you haven't actually watched the entire video for Black Star, it'll freak you the fuck out, but it is absolutely worth watching. It's amazing. He is a genius.
He's wonderful. He's actually He was my first favorite actor before I started liking him as a musician. I liked him a lot when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And then when I became a freshman in high school, he became one of my all-time favorite musicians too.
I think a lot of
Just
people
because I got more exposure to like 80s and 70s music.
Yeah,
than,
I think a lot of people were influenced or introduced, at least in our generation, introduced to him by Jareth, the Goblin King.
Yeah, which, if you haven't figured it out, is my favorite movie.
That's his internet handle.
Yeah.
So,
one of.
go ahead and flame him. Pooping on the toilet in your beautiful picture.
Don't flame him. Flame
pick it up.
me.
Wait, dude, you're the guy.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Which you haven't seen Labyrinth? You gotta watch that, dude. We gotta watch that.
It's real good.
What's the dude from? Was it an Outcast video?
It actually
or something?
scared me when I was
There's
a
a
kid.
black dude that looks exactly like that in a fucking music video.
Hey. African American.
There's a dude that looks exactly like that. But anyway,
The damn
So, yeah,
Firebirds.
there's-
the Firebird gang.
That's the part that scared me in
But they're ripping their
Labyrinth.
heads
Oh,
off.
yeah.
When they swallow their
yes.
eyeballs.
When I was a kid, that was freaking me out. Yeah, I could watch Beetlejuice totally fine.
Fuck. Yeah, well,
But-
Beetlejuice I actually saw when I was younger and was fine.
Yeah.
But just that fucking part.
Totally.
Creepy.
Beetlejuice
All I
was
will say
fucking
is
great.
Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly in that movie.
Yeah, dude.
And her 11-year-old
Do
boy
any
body.
of you know the answer to the door puzzle?
She was hippie.
Any of you remember the answer to the door puzzle?
She picked the
There's two doors.
she picked the red one.
She picked the correct door.
Yes.
Everyone thinks she picked the wrong one.
No, she picked the correct door because I did it a while back and I was like,
Well, because
no.
after she walks in, she falls down the pit.
Yeah, she just got hosed.
But there's like a constant theme throughout the movie where every time someone says this is a piece of cake, shit goes wrong because that's something you don't say.
Yeah.
In that realm. So like every time someone says that, it's said like at least 3 times, and every time something shitty happens. But yeah. You ask him which one the other one will say, and they'll both give you the same answer.
I need to watch Labyrinth again. I was watching
on
The
Netflix.
Prestige.
That's what I was following.
Is it on
this
I
week
was watching,
too.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
watching
good.
The Prestige when he
Oh really?
Yeah.
When
It was
when
Tesla?
when he was Tesla.
Word. With light bulbs in the ground and shit.
Yeah.
Potatoes, dude.
He died while I was at work, or it was announced that he died while I was at work. So I just went home and fell asleep to Labyrinth that morning.
I saw that he died because I was up super late that
Yeah.
night. I saw that he had died like,
Posted
in the
on our
middle of the
Facebook
night.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I was just bummed out, dude.
I woke up and I
It's
saw
brutal.
Kevin's post and I was like, are you kidding me? And B, do I tell my girlfriend or did I let her find out?
Well,
I
Because
thought it
she
was a joke
loves
at first.
Bowie.
Well, like my girlfriend and I were talking
thought
about
it was a total
how
joke.
all of these,
That's
like
what I thought.
as soon
Yeah,
as
hoax.
as soon as David Bowie passed, we started talking about how we're beginning this era where all of these people that we as a generation grew up like revering and loving and like awing and ogling at the screen at.
Yeah.
Those people are going to start passing and dying, and it's like it's a sad fucking time, dude. Like you got Ian McKellen, you got Patrick Stewart, like all these amazing people that are nearing that fork in the road.
What frightens me is in 40 years, who will be that next generation of those who are dying off?
Oh, I know.
Because if it's people like Iggy Azalea,
Will people celebrate
I'm gonna
instead?
be fucking pissed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I think there are
That's-
still artists worth merit in.
Yeah, I agree.
One Direction died.
It's different, but I think. Oh, they broke up.
Zayn.
One Direction broke up. I know that. I saw it on Facebook.
lifeblood of that band.
Harry was.
Wait,
my
wait,
I
favorite.
don't know anything about it.
Billy Zane was in a boy band?
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
after Phantom. After he filmed Phantom, he got into boy band.
Give me back my condom.
Danny Phantom.
Yes.
You don't like Billy Zane?
Billy Zane is cool. I liked him a lot in Phantom.
Sweet. Jared, you were telling a story earlier that I wanted you to tell for the podcast. Isn't that right?
Which one?
I don't remember.
I have told a lot
So
of stories.
anyway,
Some of them have been really
okay,
about my
so-
questionably racist family.
Sure, yeah. So one thing that I wanted to bitch about on the podcast in particular. So Chris and I are working on a piece for we're working on our first episode of God Mode Off, and I've been playing The Witcher 3 so we can start talking about it. And I played a little bit of it at first. It didn't hook me, and I dropped it. I only got a couple hours in. I got stuck on the Baron quest and just kind of dropped it. Now I recently picked it back up. I made sure it was up to date. It's on like 11.1 or whatever the fuck the current version is. And I've been playing through, and holy fuck, it is broken. It is so goddamn broken. And the fact that, and maybe, I don't know if it's just the case of my instance or whatever, maybe I need to reinstall, I don't know. But I've had so many, like, near game-breaking bugs. I've had 3 instances where there was a quest that I had to try to find a workaround to finish.
Yeah.
Because there were bugs that were affecting it. Like, when you're in the bog, the Black Creek Bog, whatever the fuck, and you have to find the kids. One of the house that the kids were hiding near was just a giant artifact in my game, just a giant graphical artifact. So I could not find them at all. And then later on, there's the mission where the people are on that island are trying to cleanse the spirits and shit. And I killed all the bad guys, and then all of a sudden the Eternal Flame dudes show up, and they all had -1 health. And they were just totally non-reactive to anybody, and they just did not do anything. I couldn't kill them. I couldn't react to them in any way, because I wanted to fight them to help the guy, like, cleanse the spirits.
Right.
But for me to actually get past that portion of the game, I had to say, this isn't my fight, and choose a path that I didn't want to choose. Like, it might just be me, because I know that I talked to Michael and Chris, and they were like, "Oh, it's never been that broken for me." But
We play
it's
on consoles,
right,
too.
right. It's been so fucking broken. Like, it's so many problems.
It's been very glitchy for me. We talked about all the funny bugs the other night.
Funny.
While you watched me. I mean, I get a kick out of some of it, but then again, I mean, I take a lot of...
I don't get a kick out of when I'm in combat and it puts my sword away. And all of a sudden I'm punching. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No, it genuinely frustrates me. Especially, I mean... I get very, very...
You're beautiful. Oh, you're a Jew, too.
I get quick to anger.
So
that's his
It's the best
class.
class in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They get to... Aren't they like the money throwers? Or that ability later on in the game? No, I'm thinking of Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
They're like the warlocks.
I'm literally thinking of the ability Coin from fucking Final Fantasy where you throw money at people.
Jesus Christ, Jim.
I'm awful. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You just.
I
are who you
mean,
are.
there are abilities where you throw stacks of money at people, so it's a thing.
Yeah. So, okay, I will point out this. The game is roughly... We could compare the size of the game to Skyrim, right?
Oh, it's bigger than Skyrim.
I think it's bigger.
For sure.
Personally.
It's one of the biggest games ever made.
Velen and Novigrad in that zone is almost as big as Skyrim, but then you put in Skellige and even Orchard, which, honestly, you go back to Orchard to pick certain... alchemical things that you don't find normally or as readily in the other places. And even Vizima? Whatever, Noxzema, the skin cream, that place that you go to, the Royal Palace. Like you only go to it twice in the game, but even that's like, I mean, it's bigger than like Crow's Perch almost.
And that's awesome.
So, however, I'm going to point out this.
Yeah.
The developer is 230 employees, roughly.
Sure.
ZeniMax is more than triple that. There are 700 employees.
Right, but ZeniMax didn't make every Elder Scrolls game.
No, but they were involved with Skyrim.
I'm pretty sure it's mostly Bethesda that made Skyrim. ZeniMax made ESO.
Okay, so let me rephrase.
I think.
Bethesda, under that umbrella, is roughly 700 employees.
I'll fact check.
Either way, the company that overall directs the resources into these games has the ability to direct up to 700 people, or I don't know why they would, but they have a lot more people at their disposal, essentially is what I'm getting at. So they could take the 230 best of their entire company, not that those would be developers, like maybe, a team of 100 of those are on the development staff side, and go from there. Because there's a lot of small jobs that you wouldn't consider development, like quality assurance is certainly not development.
Right.
There's also front-end and back-end developers.
Sure.
And that's like where your core is for your
right. And I mean, I can understand that argument, but at the same time,
so I'm just pointing out that one is a small company, not
right.
A lot of people are saying this is a small developer. A small developer is 5 dudes in a garage.
Yeah, this is not a small.
This is not a small developer.
It's not Activision, but it's still.
Yeah, this isn't right. I mean, Activision has more quality assurance employees than any other game company has employees.
Right.
They have more people like doing quality assurance and testing fucking video games than like. Well, that's not true anymore because technically Blizzard is under the Activision umbrella now. So I guess I need to like take that back.
But yeah, I mean,
before that was the case.
And I can understand that argument, and I'm not trying to compare it to Skyrim or anything like that. And
I'm just gonna say this is a developer that has not been doing AAA titles. that has stepped recently into the arena of doing AAA titles,
right?
Possibly without the correct resources at their disposal,
right? Well,
it's not necessarily an argument as much as I feel it is an observation,
right?
Because I agree with everything that you argue as well.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that they don't have the right resources. I think it's more so they didn't manage them properly because they're like, let's make the biggest fucking game in the world, make it beautiful, but then let's just let it be broken as shit.
Yeah,
but maybe they should have. It doesn't need to be massive. A game does not need to be massive. Like, I thought we were kind of beyond that at this point, and that's one thing that, again, not trying to say that any game is better than that game, and I'm not trying to say that Fallout 4 is without flaws, but because it's a recent game that I can compare it to, Fallout 4 is not a huge game. It takes 11 minutes to walk from one side to the other. But there's so much shit in it.
Yeah.
And yes, there are bugs in that game too, but I didn't run into anything that broke the game. I didn't run into anything that was major. It was funny, goofy stuff, whatever, but... It's just like, and again, I understand, it's a totally different studio. Bethesda's fucking massive, but...
Well, also, the more I play Witcher, the more packed I feel it is with content.
I feel like it has a lot of depth, but the depth I feel is in like every quest has like a ton of background, and that's really neat.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily content for me to explore. It's content for me to explore if I feel like listening to choosing every single conversational topic or reading every single book. But as far as actually playing, there are a lot of side quests. I'm not saying there's a lack of content in the game, but the world is huge, and I spend a lot of time fast traveling or running from place to place or getting in a boat to get somewhere, which I feel was part of the problem with Skyrim. Was it just felt kind of empty, and it's like this doesn't feel as empty. It definitely feels more populated, but a lot of it is just space. It's just forest and shit where there's monsters, and I understand that they want it to be a great wilderness and everything, and that's awesome. Yeah. But it's just my take on it. I feel like you could have spent your resources making a game that's a little bit smaller and a little more polished, a little more better put together. Because I felt that it's still 8 months later, and there's still glaring issues.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our issues are coming up from the PC side more than the console side.
That's very true.
So I do need to point that out, because a lot of people have been explaining to me that they don't have near the same amount of issues.
I've never had a game break issue.
Yeah.
I've had weird glitches of Roach running on his hind legs.
That's understandable.
Yeah. What I've seen is
was originally a console
I've had people get rendered without their fucking clothes on, and then halfway through the conversation certain parts of their outfits turn back on.
Right.
I'll be talking to a fucking guard who's ass naked, and then all of a sudden his helmet will render, but nothing else will fucking happen.
Just
and I'm like, all right, cool. Out. Yeah, just like a man in a diaper in his fucking helmet. Yeah. It's fucking
anyway,
helmet.
It's just, and I know that me as a PC gamer, I am part of the minority in that. But at the same time, if you're going to make a port, make it a port that works.
Yeah.
That's all.
Anyway, I think the only reason that we got a PC title for Witcher 3 was because
there's PC for 2.
Witcher 1 was on PC only.
Yeah.
And Witcher 2 was a PC version and then got ported over, I believe. It was not originally a console and PC release.
Yeah. From
what I remember. I could be wrong there, too.
No, anyway, it was originally PC.
That's what I thought.
Because I played it when it came to 360.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I think it makes a better console game.
Which is weird.
It feels like it was made for controller.
It had all of its original support from the PC side.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, what happened? Because those games weren't well made either.
Yeah,
those games also had a lot of issues.
They had their issues were
they weren't major or anything.
A lot of those issues were less cosmetic, in my opinion.
Right. Well, they were more so the combat system.
Yeah,
has just now gotten better, but it's still really lacking.
Well, we talked about it too. I kind of feel like this is the first stab at a German RPG, which blends elements of the Western and the Eastern RPG.
Yeah.
So we have JRPG optimization trees, and on the other side of thing, we have this sense of freedom that you want in a Western RPG, or that you see quite often in a Western RPG.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway,
and a casual feel.
Yeah,
without actually being casual.
Witcher 3's been talked about a lot. It's just my personal feelings on it, because everyone fucking loves it, and I've had a lot of issues with it. And that's just me.
And we've all been playing it.
Yeah.
Except for Kevin. Yeah. Kevin said he could not do it.
Just didn't grab me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the same. I've been trying to make myself play it. Anyway, there's been a lot of shit going on aside from all the depth and shit. Diablo dropped its new patch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Tons of loot, just like the loot extravaganza from 3 years ago. Really neat, but I mean, is it like...
I play Diablo 3 for a year.
It's enough to get people back to play it for a couple weeks and then again drop it.
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple months if you have friends and then drop it again.
Yep.
I feel.
I literally download it once a year, play it for 2 months, and then stop.
That's pretty much it.
It's fun. It's fun.
That's
during
me.
the
It is.
day.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just the same thing over and over, and every time they're like, "Here's another area. Here's more loot," and just play it again. It doesn't really expand upon anything to me.
Yeah, but I remember when that game first launched, and that thing was a fucking mess.
Oh, it was.
And I've got to give Blizzard all the credit in the world
was so wrong
for getting rid of like the main developer guys, getting a new team in, and being like, "What made Diablo 2 great, and what can we do in Diablo 3 to bring that feel back?"
They definitely.
And ever since Reaper of Souls, they've been doing right things.
Yeah, Reaper of Souls definitely brought it back to that fun, almost arcade style atmosphere of like, here, go check shit out, have a good time. But
well, they made it about loot again. Like when it first came out, like it was so hard to get any sort of legendaries. I remember playing for like 3 months and maybe seeing 2 drop. Now, if you don't see one in 20 minutes, like you're having bad RNG.
Yeah. So one thing that I think's a really big... You fucking... Did you grab his balls?
You grabbed my beard.
Hand cough.
Turn your head. One thing that I think's a huge deal that some people have reported on, but I don't think many people have really talked about it that much. Legendary, the major motion picture studio that brought us a fuck ton of different major movies, was bought by a company in China.
That's because they want Godzilla back.
Can't remember what... That's it. That's it. Whatever, they're all from the same place. When did it happen?
Yeah.
Just earlier this week. I want to say
anything
Wednesday or something like that.
That takes the monopoly out of Hollywood.
Let me pull up the info.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their goal.
So Wanda is a company in China. It's Wanda Group. They bought Legendary for I think it was $3.5 billion, something like that. A huge sum of money. And I mean, considering the fact that Legendary has made some of the biggest movies in America in the past like 5 years, that's massive, dude. It's so huge, and the fact that the U.S. has kind of always been the place where you can get the major movies made. Mm-hmm. That's where most of the major films come from. And now,
unless you wanted a really awesome video game movie
or a Bollywood movie.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. That fucking guy. Awful.
But it's kind of huge, and some people are saying that it's a way for China to like bring culture or expand their culture into the global scope and be like, hey, check us out. We're China and we're making movies.
Also, it's a really good way for China to enter the theater market. So I have to point this out. My family, my stepfamily is from China. A lot of people don't realize that they don't have movie theaters in China. They have stores that sell movies day one of release. Mm-hmm. When Matrix released here on screen, Matrix was a DVD in China. That's why their DVD players are not compatible with our DVD players, is to make sure that we don't really get those they're not bootlegs, they're legitimate copies that release there. That's the goal, is to make sure that we don't get DVDs before they're street dated here. Their movie theaters are very few and far between. They do have them in like Beijing, which is a major city, but my stepmom is from Hangzhou, which is also a huge fucking city. It's a small city that is larger than Jacksonville.
Right.
Jacksonville's
small city in China.
Jacksonville's huge.
Yeah.
And the city is
that's where we're from, by the way.
Block for block is bigger than Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville's the biggest city land-wise.
Right.
Geographically, yes. Definitely not per capita.
Yeah.
For population.
Yeah. Right.
So land-wise.
And then of course they have a much bigger population than us as well.
Right.
But their cities are very big. So I mean that's a fairly colossal feat. So they have all these people packed into this area. And I think that they want to try to bring the theater industry there, or at least it's a good move to try and do that and bring that culture there of it's a Friday night, let's go out to see a film.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's interesting about that is in 2014, the same company, Wanda, bought AMC Theaters. So it's really interesting to see if maybe they're trying to really make that happen in China to really bring that. And
I mean, it would be really
I'm down,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
Fucking kung fu movies. God,
that was pretty awful. But I mean, look, South South Korea is a really good example.
Yeah.
Of things that like they tried to borrow a lot from the West, or bought into our culture so that way they could bring it home.
Well, even Japan. Like it's weird that like there are so many Japanophiles here, and there are a ton of Americanophiles in Japan. Like we trade culture all the time, and this is a big thing in the car scene. And I like cars, but there's a big thing in the car scene is over here. People who drive Japanese cars, they want the JDM, the Japanese domestic market.
Yeah.
They want those pieces on their car, whereas in Japan they want the American market pieces and the European market pieces on their cars. It's so interesting because it's just we're constantly trading glances and we're constantly like swapping culture, and it's really neat. Like over there they put giant rims on their cars and shit like we did here a couple of years ago, and it's like we're constantly trying to catch up to each other. It's so strange.
It's very
interesting. It is
interesting.
really neat. It's really cool. So like talking about movies, the Batman vs Superman. Zack Snyder was recently quoted saying that the Doomsday mythology needs to be explored. Saying like in coming movies, after BVS. So it'll be. I guess he's trying to say like there's a lot more that can come from the Doomsday thing. So it might be interesting. I believe they're having. Are they having a conflict movie coming up? Is there a conflict movie?
It's like TIFF.
Which one is that?
You haven't heard of BVS?
Oh, I mean, aside from BVS. I was just talking about BVS. But yeah, it's interesting Zack Snyder's talking about that because he's basically just saying like we're going to do more shit with Doomsday in the future.
That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and crucify myself on the internet again. I talked about this with Michael very briefly, but it was in regards to a lot of the DC fans saying that the Star Wars record will not be broken for long. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some math out there for you guys. Right. I'm not getting in like I have no like favorable franchise, one or the other. I don't really care.
You don't take sides DC and Marvel, right?
I don't take sides in DC and Marvel, and I honestly like don't even take sides in like Star Wars and like I like Star Wars more, but that's not really choosing a side. That's like just having a preference.
Yeah.
Honestly. So people are like, oh yeah, it's gonna get fucking crushed. Well, like, let's look at the amount of money Superman made. It's like 700 million gross.
Yeah, the last Superman movie.
Yeah,
the Zack Snyder one.
Man of Steel. Yeah, all right, 700 million. That's almost impressive. But compare it to the Avengers, or even the Avengers 2, where it like didn't even beat out Avengers 2.
Yeah.
In terms of value, it barely beat out Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 had like 600 gross, or maybe 550 gross.
Yeah.
But it barely beat out Iron Man 3. And here's the thing. Iron Man 3 was such a bad movie.
Yeah.
We all knew it was a bad movie before we walked into the theater. Superman, we all knew was going to be a decent movie. Generally, the people who went and saw it were like, this is going to be a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's doing it. It's got a good cast.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Looks
and
better
it
than
barely fucking beat out. Well, I say barely by 150 million.
Yeah,
roughly, or 100 million.
In movie
pocket.
I mean, yeah,
right. It is pocket change in movie money.
In the scope, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, so Batman didn't beat Avengers.
Right.
So, and Batman did way better than Superman.
Dark Knight.
There is no Wonder Woman movie so far to set precedent.
This will be the Wonder Woman.
This will be the Wonder Woman movie. So
she only gets a movie as long as there's a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, and I'm all for saying like when people were like, "Get ready, guys! Star Wars is going to break some records."
I know they are, but they're going to introduce her in a movie that has a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah.
Just like fucking, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow.
Right.
Just like, she might get a movie.
She got Sausage Fest in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where was I exactly?
Talking about the movies.
Yeah. Thank you for getting me right back on.
Well, I mean, okay, so one thing that I think that might be because of is I think that a lot of the ways that the DC movie franchises tend to go is super, like they're trying to go super serious and dark because that worked really well for Dark Knight. And so they think like, let's just keep doing that with these. Like, so like Man of Steel was pretty serious. And like they constantly have this gritty.
Well, Snyder did Watchmen.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Watchmen
was made to be dark.
I love Watchmen. I mean, Watchmen is the dark story.
Yeah.
But the Marvel movies, even though they have some serious content, they still feel like a comic book movie. Like they still feel fun and campy and the characters are still very much the same characters. Whereas in this, they're like all the DC movies are kind of totally rewriting. Not totally rewriting, but it's like they're making them into this much more like serious, dark version of the characters. I think.
Here's my fundamental issue with all these fan children. So I'm not going to say fanboys, just fan children. Okay, when
you're all inclusive, Jared.
Children, yeah, I know. I'm there.
You really moved up since last episode.
I did. As I still opened this one up to make fun of Jews somehow, I'm sure. Here's my issue with all of this shit. When people were like, "Get ready, Star Wars is going to break all the records," this was based in trend. This was based in an estimation of information and where it was going to lead to. Right. Okay.
I mean, so who's better at marketing than Disney?
Right. When all these people are like, "Get ready, BVS is gonna kill Star Wars. It's gonna knock it right off."
That though. That's the weird.
That's the problem. It's all these.
It's all these fucking. It's just the fan
people. It's just the fan. There are some people who are like, it's gonna be, but I think those people know. They just don't. They just want it to be good.
They're just fucking. I don't know, man.
It's whatever. I mean,
the moral of the story is, it's not gonna be as good. If you are that much of a fan child, please stop listening to us. Just go fuck yourself. Go home and pull Kurt Cobain. I don't give a shit, dude. Go kill yourself.
What you mean?
We don't know if he pulled the trigger.
They don't know Courtney Cox. They don't know her. How's she gonna come?
The fuck? Courtney Love?
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Let's find out who Courtney Cox is. My break was not...
Friends. So watch Friends.
Or Cougar Town.
And have your girlfriend blow your fucking brains out for you. Because you're going to be too much of a pussy to do it anyway.
My girlfriend's been watching so much Friends lately. It's like... It's in my blood. So anyway, you talked about Star Wars, right? So a lot of people were on Neil deGrasse Tyson and responding to... Like, they were fucking mad at it because he was calling out Star Wars, saying, like, things about theoretical physics and physics in general.
You mean when he said it doesn't work this way, none of this stuff works this way?
Yes.
Right, because it doesn't work
A bunch of people
that way.
got mad at him about that. Again, fan children.
Right.
And in this case, it's the Star Wars fan children, which I am a fan child. But even still, it's like, I'm not going to be a fucking idiot and be like, how dare you talk about my fictional universe? Dude, like, he's a fucking physicist. Do you really want to throw down with Neil deGrasse Tyson? Like, so he came back and he responded. It was pretty funny. He said, you're wrong.
Right.
I'm saying it because you're wrong.
Well, I mean, I have...
And all those fan children like this.
Yeah. There are there may be like 3 people in Jacksonville who have a larger Star Wars X-Wing fleet than me.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that into miniatures.
I've always been into miniatures in general.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, X-Wing miniatures.
Okay, I'm not. I just have a giant fucking fleet because I like the ships.
Yeah.
And like I want to set them up in like epic battles and then just like leave them there for days to be utterly fucking useless. Because I'm really bad at the game.
Do you hot glue them?
No, I paint them though. I do repaint them.
That's not what I meant.
What do you mean hot? Oh, right. Are you asking me if I spray a load all over them? Do I just masturbate to them?
Do you like record?
Yeah, but while I'm doing it, like I hold my I'm just like that.
In your mouth? Are you tying off too?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I do it right there.
Just so everyone knows, he was jerking it with his shirt in his mouth. If you aren't watching,
pulled up a shirt.
Yeah, they can use the Force and figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Someone said something about Maz Kanata, or not someone, but there were some deleted scenes with Maz, which is a character in fucking Star Wars.
AKA Butthole Eyes.
Some spoilers incoming, whatever, not major. So like, there was a scene deleted where the stormtroopers were coming into the cantina there, and they were escaping through these underground tunnels. And Maz, to try and stop them, she used her force powers to collapse the walkway. She did say, "I'm no Jedi," but she didn't say, I don't have force powers.
Right.
And it does give some background into the idea that she has Luke's saber. Like,
right.
There's so much that was left out of that movie, and I think that I think maybe it's probably a good thing that we leave some mystery to a lot of these.
How the fuck did she get the saber when it fell in Cloud City?
There was also there's also been a bunch of Force-sensitive races in general that have not necessarily chosen sides in the Star Wars mythos. I think it's called the Mira Luca. Okay. Is one of them. I believe it's them. They're a race that...
Is that what Maz Kanata is?
No. Oh. They're very similar to humans. except they are born blind because they see with the Force.
Sweet. So that's why she has butthole eyes.
They're Neo from. They're just Neo from the Matrix.
Oh, I wasn't
they
sure.
just like see.
I wasn't sure which Neo you were.
Yeah, they
Wars.
or they're like Paul Muad'Dib from Children of Dune.
Has anyone else been playing any games? Michael, you been playing anything?
Other than yourself.
I played. I jumped back in The Witcher.
You been playing Witcher again? For some reason, like it's like
Game's
everyone's
really
been playing it again. Like,
Yeah.
Because I want to finish it.
yeah. I'm gonna try to finish it.
I
think
still want Alien
I don't think I
Isolation.
can ever finish that game.
it definitely has some merit to it, and I like the universe.
I
a lot.
gave up on Metal Gear. Fuck Metal Gear.
Really?
Fuck you, Konami. Suck my dick.
I've
I
heard
thought
it's
Metal
not
Gear was
that
easy.
great.
Terrible.
Heard
If
something.
anybody wants a free copy, hit me up.
Contact Michael the Barking Spider.
Yeah, Mikolo.
I might piss on it, but you know.
Mikolo the Barking
Oh,
Spider.
I'm sorry. You're right. Michael the Barking Spider.
So I bought Mikolo a Christmas present.
What is it?
Oh,
It's
God.
flying from International. It still hasn't arrived yet.
Oh my gosh. International.
Yeah, I had to get it made internationally.
Fancy.
But I hope he likes it.
He won't. So I got him a trophy
Oh God.
that says MTBS on it, and the little figurine on top is a giant tarantula.
Is it
like a
huge?
real
It's a big trophy. It's a
real
trophy. It's a trophy.
Is it a real tarantula?
No, it's like a golden tarantula. If you got like
Dude, that's so like
Is it
trophy
photorealistic?
companies, like
I couldn't find a local trophy company with a fucking spider,
Well,
so
I'm
like I
not
got one
surprised.
overseas. Yeah,
Were you expecting
they were.
that?
I was like, can I get a spider? And this yeah, sure enough, found one, and I was like, all right. And it wasn't incredibly expensive. It was like shipping cost more than the entire trophy itself.
of course. What country was it from, if you don't mind me asking?
I
What country
don't
did it ship from?
Korea.
Oh, sweet.
Tarantula
Yeah,
stand.
Tarantula stand.
Tarantula stand.
What would that be? What country would that
I don't
be?
even.
If
It
had to
should,
be
it should be bombed.
It would be in
that's all I
South
know.
America.
It ends with a stand and it has a bunch of spiders in it.
It would be Middle South America.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, tarantula stand, Middle
Yeah.
South America.
Middle South America. You know, the region. Middle South America.
Yep.
Middle America.
Like, how big are we talking?
I mean, the spider itself isn't. It's a trophy. It's just a trophy.
I've
It's like,
heard like 8
it's just-
inches, but I don't.
It's not like
I haven't
a.
measured myself.
Are
Oh,
we
it's a
talking about?
trophy.
You're, okay.
Sorry.
There we go.
This guy.
God.
All right, internet. Now you know. In case you were wondering.
That's
We've,
just what I heard. There were a bunch of rumors that flew around about Olivia Munn, how she got engaged to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Olivia Munn is the.
That's the chick
dark-haired.
from Attack of the Show.
G4 chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the chicks from Attack of the Show.
She was in the Lego movie too, right?
I don't think
Was
so.
she? I don't think so.
I thought she was.
she might have been.
For who? Or as who?
It's not Wild Style because that was Elizabeth.
Yeah, and the
Shit.
kitty unicorn chick was Alison Brie.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think Olivia Munn was.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the right person. I thought she was, but I could be wrong.
Maybe, I don't know.
She's only 5'4". I thought she was much taller.
But
I think she's very attractive.
no, yeah, she is. But she's been
Who's she engaged
for
to?
a very so she Aaron Rodgers,
Who's Aaron Rodgers?
the football player,
Quarterback.
I don't know who. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone else
No
who
sports
knows.
thing.
Yeah.
No,
We
I
don't
mean
sports ball.
right now everyone wants to ride his dick. He's a very talented quarterback. Who's he pllaying for?
Is he?
Green Bay Packers.
Is he? Oh, I
Green
was
Bay
going to
Packers,
ask if
thank
he.
you.
I was going to say, is he the
As the
yellow
only
team or the
person
red
who
team?
knows when
I bring up a picture of them playing the Chiefs.
God, let's just completely isolate any sports fans from listening to our podcast ever again.
I'm
Sorry.
okay with that. They're pretty much douchebags.
Well, then Dan will never be on our podcast.
I
This
don't
guy just
sports
came
ball.
from playing hockey, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but hockey's a real sport.
hockey's fucking rad, dude.
Yep.
You suck that dick. Yeah, whack it. Whack it. Whack it.
He's
Ooh, he's sucking Ricky
Cool.
Marsh's dick.
Oh,
he's liquidating
Our
places
ginger black Jew.
with a dead man's face on.
You've got like voodoo paint on. You're doing some Hutu
What are
shit.
you doing?
You look like a Hutu witch doctor.
Brother Voodoo confirmed.
do you not know
Yeah.
how to play these games?
So yeah, no, she's like, so when she was on Tag the Show, she was like, oh, I'm a nerdy girl. I'm a real nerdy girl. And she like wrote a book, and she like talked about what a nerdy girl she was. And a lot of people In
I keep
particular,
like thinking dirty girl.
Yeah.
Whenever
I keep
you say
thinking, like,
nerdy
ooh,
girl.
such a
I'm
nerdy
such
girl.
a nerdy girl.
in particular, MC Chris. A lot of MC Chris fans had a problem with her because she was like, she said something about how like I love DJ Chris. I love Fetty's Vet. And like she was just totally full of shit. Like a lot of evidence has come across that she's not really that much of a nerd girl, and she's more so just fucking eye candy.
She just sticks a controller
to go on a
in her
nerd
mouth.
show.
Right.
And it's funny to me that she's like, I'm such a nerd girl, but then she's gonna get engaged to like the prime alpha in the universe.
Whatever. I mean,
Story of my fucking life.
I would describe each and every single one of us as a prime alpha too.
We are super prime alpha.
Yeah. Definitely. Especially Sarah. She's got linebacker shoulders, man, for days.
Oh my god!
She would fucking If she hit Aaron Rodgers, that'd be the end of his career. He would break every single one of his like pecs. Every single one of his pecs. His abs.
All two of
Every
them.
one of his pecs, all the way down.
I imagine he has
His
like
entire body.
I imagine he has like I imagine he has
18 nipples.
He's like a pig in a pregnant pig.
Well, I was just imagining he has like 15 abs. Like they're crooked, and he's got like 7
not
on one side and 8
properly
on the other. That's how ripped he is. They don't even match up. But yeah, dude, Sarah would tackle him to the fucking ground with those shoulders of hers, those boulders, and he would get up and they would be broken. It would be like glass.
Can he make his abs do the like, here's the church, here's the steeple thing?
I don't. Those things are so good. He can like be like, here's the 9/11, and they all just like fall down.
What the fuck?
Dude, alright, so this podcast is literally like one of the nerdiest podcasts we've had, and also one of the most fucked up podcasts we've had. All of our partners are gonna back out.
You're welcome.
All our partners are gonna back out. Jesus Christ.
A Latter-day Saint.
Moving on.
Here's the Jared.
I'm not touching cups.
I don't have a drink, so I'm good.
But tips are okay.
Okay, so I want to have an outrageous moment of the day.
Sure.
Outrageous.
There were some articles.
Sound clips.
I'll use that. Cut it in. There was an article that surfaced that everyone started fucking circulating. That, of course, was posted on Facebook, and no one actually read the article. They just read the title. The title said, Chipotle closing all of its doors. That was the title of the article. Maybe not
sounds like
verbatim,
clickbait.
but it is. It's exactly it. It's total fucking clickbait. Because, Chipotle had all these issues with health code violations and legal problems and all that.
Right.
So, what actually happened was Chipotle on the 8th, I can't remember if the 8th of February or what. Anyway, on a certain day, they were closing their doors for a couple of hours so that they can all, their management can talk to their employees.
Okay.
That's it. But why is this happening? Like everything is, how fucking bullshit can we make this title to make everyone click it so we can make the money from the clicks?
2 years
there's
ago.
no solid journalism anymore. There's none.
I'm going to say I think it's actually come a little bit farther on Facebook.
Like away or closer to the bad?
Well, both. Okay, so now what they're deciding to do, they used to be like, you won't believe what Chipotle's doing, and that was every title.
Right,
Every title was, you won't believe, or this is ludicrous.
You don't know what happens next.
At least then they would note that.
Yeah.
10 things you wish you never knew.
Right.
Hayden Christensen's balls.
Ooh, you won't believe.
Look at that.
All 10 of them.
Every single one of us in this room
Is
just clicked.
that a real thing? Because
Yeah.
I would have clicked that.
So they've gotten a little further away from that because then people were just like, I don't give a shit. Like every single title is the same. And they proved that marketing technique was starting to, it had diminishing returns after a while.
Right.
You have a new user to the internet or you have a new user on Facebook, you get exponential clicks out of them, and then you would start to get diminishing returns. So you would start to flood them out, and then they would click less and less and less all the way down till they stopped. And then, so now they started coming out with new things, like Chipotle is closing their doors.
They're actually making just fucking erroneous statements. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely,
or at least
it's very shitty.
misleading, vague comments.
And that seems to be the way that's
Chipotle closing?
right.
Yeah, exactly.
There would be so many ellipses in there, like you wouldn't even be able to call them out on their shit because they would just.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part about it.
Toys R Us bankrupts.
Which also
wallet.
a thing that enrages me.
Outrageous.
Outrages me as well. People don't know what ellipses are, and they don't know what they're there for.
Yeah.
And that, especially old people.
Is that the
old
workout
people are the
machines?
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Take you to space.
That's those.
My favorite is getting text messages from my grandfather, who
And they're just
has
like-
a smartphone for God knows what reason, and he's like
Hey,
old
Chris,
people.
love you. ...
Well, old people think LOL means lots of love,
Right.
So it'll be like, I'm going to the doctor's today. LOL ellipses.
Like he's waiting for a response.
Like what?
You better LOL me back, Chris.
That's so good.
I'm gonna die soon.
Oh, man.
I don't know, but there's a dildo back there just vibrating away.
It's
Yeah,
hopping
dude, go
around.
grab it. There's a package.
You gotta
let's
get
go
that
get
to
it.
Mr. Slave.
Yeah,
Oh, man, I called it. That was Mr. Slave's package.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
it's also a package for
Hit that
this
guy.
Yeah.
Hit that guy.
I see what you did there.
I got to, like, the last... I got to, like, Craig's Tower.
So,
Spoilers.
like, when I first started playing this game,
Yeah.
I just kept exploring every single thing, and I've kind of, like, already blown most of the game for myself. Because I've already, like, uncovered a lot of, like, the funny little anecdotes and the little references and shit.
Fucking snipe
Shoot
his
him
ass.
in the fucking face.
you.
Yeah, fuck.
Are you playing this game with a
Took
controller?
it in the
Yeah.
face.
Oh, okay. I played this all the way through with the keyboard.
It was a lot easier for the
it's-
timing in the battles. for
Yeah,
me.
it's definitely better for the controller.
Really?
I would say.
Yeah,
I played
will
this
say-
originally on console, so that's
Fair
why
I mean, the
I'm
timing
used
is
to
not
it.
hard.
No, but it just feels more natural on a controller. I feel like this game was built for a controller.
So,
That's fair.
as I was, I told these guys earlier, there's a website that I found courtesy of my girlfriend. I was just fucking on the internet, and she was like, go to yourbutt.com. So I said, okay. And I typed in yourbutt.com.
YOURE?
YOURBUTT. Let me see if it works on my phone. If it doesn't work on my phone, I'll have to pull it up on
Be
there.
kind of funny
I'll have
if it
to
was just
censor
like,
the shit.
Your butt.
Your butt.
Yourbutt.com. And you would think, like, oh, it's definitely going to be like porn.
You're gonna have to censor what I just hit the cat, and the cat's not dead.
That'll be okay. I'm not
Oh,
gonna censor
maybe it's just sleeping. Make Butters cover it up.
Butters
cover it
heal
up.
it. There we go.
Yeah, no, it did not work on mobile.
That was an official in.
So,
in
Chris,
sound.
if you don't mind, sir, please Alt-Tab to a browser window.
Yeah, just Control F4.
It's Alt-F4.
Whatever.
It's not
I was
my game.
abbreviating.
I don't care. So, just type in yourbutt.com.
Sure, don't do anything, internet. I didn't want to see this.
It'll happen.
Redirecting.
It'll happen.
What?
Now, go ahead and just click. Just click.
I don't know if I'm old enough.
No. Click. Just click it. No, just click it.
Elvinar the Sex Game.
Just click it. It's a gigantic freakish
Okay,
penis. Can you click?
I'm clicking.
It's no. I mean, did you click on the button?
This button?
Yes.
That's it. You
It's
just said just click. And I'm
Well,
like,
it's not. It's not on the same screen I got before. So it's not the same screen or the same game I got before. But if you type in yourbutt.com, do it at home, children. It'll take you to a page that just has like blatant, just insane porn all over the screen of whatever this game is supposedly about with the game name, and then you click, and it'll take you to the login for the game, which does not in any way indicate that it's sexual somehow. Like it's just.
Is the game sexual though?
I don't know. I didn't play it.
Let's make an account.
All right,
let's
we're
do it.
making an account. New
dude, if we
game.
register now, we get 100 diamonds.
Oh, what a fucking
Get the-
Yes, I want to play now!
a deal!
Are they blood diamonds?
I mean, they can be.
African children? Did they die for this?
They look white to me. They're white diamonds.
These are blood diamonds.
So that probably
We don't
means
want none of that shit.
they were harvested on the black backs of black people. There we go. The blacks of black
I'm going to
people.
Google this further.
The blacks.
The blacks of black people.
Apparently, it has a 4 out of 5 rating.
Oh, shit.
By whom?
Chrome.google.com.
Well, those are definitely reviewed game reviews. So.
Developer in Yo Games.
Inyo.
In Yo Games.
Inyo Games.
In your butt.
That was good, dude. Somebody came up with that in like 2002 and was like, dude, we're making this game company. Yeah. It's I was really what I saw before was like something totally different. It was like an all-out gangbang.
It literally gives you like nothing of that.
It was just
Like
It
the
looks
game,
like
the game
an
itself is like a
Icarium
city builder.
seriously,
Yeah.
the game itself is not. It's like some shitty MMO or something.
Well, I mean, you don't know what your town people do after you
That's
build
very
one of
true.
your
We have
buildings.
elves.
It's just
and
so
then we have
weird that it's like
humans, and that's it.
It would. it blew me away. I was just amazed.
Yourbutt.com.
I don't think it'll work on mobile. Because it took me some weird website.
InternetAutoGuide.com. Well, that's
You want to try again?
It took me to Internet Auto Guide.
Let's see where it takes us this time.
Yeah.
Your butt roulette.
It's like a round robin.
Your butt roulette.
Where you're redirecting to us this time.
Oh,
XXX.
there it is. Man,
XXX.
this is really weird.
Yes.
What country do I have to be
Are you
25
over
to look at this?
Yeah.
I mean,
what country do you need to be 25 to look
Congratulations,
at
you get
tits?
lowered rates on your insurance.
Yeah. It redirects you. It redirects you to progressive.
Porn. Dude, there's only an hour left.
Shit! I don't know. Am I a man or a woman?
Neither.
Fuck!
Both at the same time.
I've always wanted to
try
play
it over
a
time. Dude, yourbutt.com roulette is rad. Oh.
Oh, and this time it
didn't redirect?
Yeah.
Can we try like yourbutt.com, but
yeah, it's not redirecting anymore. It's like, oh, we're onto your scheme here.
It's like, hold.
How many times do you need to search your butt? Alright, I'm going back to. I'll leave the game there for you. You got some time for those.
Thanks a lot, bud. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I need that hour.
Just
an
in
hour
case.
of time.
Ticking away.
Ticking away.
Guys,
Guys,
it appears that nobody has the URL for yourbutt.com. Like you are butt.
I wonder why.
I know apostrophe.
Dude, we gotta get on that.
Yeah, that needs to be
Domains.com right now, buy it.
Yeah, like it just needs to be like even grosser porn than that.
Chris is beating up girls.
Just like fucking
fuck these
trannies
girls.
raping clowns.
Hell
And then
yeah.
like you click like, yeah, I want to be entered by
You
that.
said Chinese raping clowns?
No, I said trannies. And then
Trannies
like it
raping
redirects
clowns.
you to the MetaVillains.
So just like all those game companies just did.
Fuck you guys. My genius is lost on you.
Clearly. Yeah. So we might have a new member of the villains soon.
That is true.
At least a part-time member. A part-time villain.
Well,
have a lot
actually,
of those.
what I'm hoping
Yeah,
for is
that's
that every time you're not around, he is here.
So there's always
And vice
a Dan.
versa. There's always a Dan.
The Dan balance is complete.
Yeah, and
It has been sustained.
we also have another announcement. There is a local event here in Jacksonville, if you are a Jacksonville listener, called Pixelated, and it's kind of like it's always been like a nerd night. It's shifted hands and venues a few times in the last couple of years.
Kind of gone to sleep recently.
Yeah, and we got recently asked if we would like to run it and try to revitalize it. So that's going to be happening in February.
February
13th at the venue will be the Hourglass Pub. And it's going to be really exciting.
It's on Bay Street downtown.
Yep. It's an awesome location. We're going to see about like getting drink specials, but there will be a shit ton of games available. There will be retro video games. We're trying to have a Smash Brothers tournament for Melee. There will be
raffles and prizes to win.
Yep. We're hoping to see if we can get some Deadpool tickets.
We're going to have a number of local vendors.
Yeah.
Video Game Rescue possibly will be there.
One on board will be clippings of Jared's beard over here.
There might be some clippings of Jared's beard. If we can
There will
find something.
definitely be clippings of my beard everywhere.
Have you found scissors that can cut that thing yet?
There are none in existence, but I keep stroking it and hair just falls out occasionally.
Just take a little bit,
only your own
tape
strength.
and start doing this.
Yeah.
Tape.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an awesome event. It's really just like a social hour for nerds. It's anyone's welcome to come. We're gonna have board games. We're gonna have tabletop RPGs. We're gonna have video games, retro video games, some co-op, some verses, what have you. We're gonna do a little podcast there, so you'll have an episode of the podcast to listen to us there if you aren't able to make it. And it'll be just a really cool time. So come on out. It will be free. It'll be free to enter. You can just come, hang out, play some games, and grab some beers. It's an 18 and up event.
And meet us.
So you can meet us if you want. We can make fun of you or make fun of ourselves in front of you.
Punch me in the face if you're a Jewish woman.
If you feel
I'll
like that's a
probably
good
spit
idea,
game at you directly after.
It's probably not a good idea to punch Jared in the face.
It's probably like the only good idea you've ever
only
had.
option that most women have.
It's probably a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's pretty exciting. We were approached to try and revitalize it, and we will be revitalizing it. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a lot going on, and we're just really trying to bring the nerd scene together here in Jacksonville because it's a little bit split up. There's a little bit of drama.
Sparse.
If you're a local, please come by, check it out.
Yeah, check out the Pixelated Facebook page.
If you're not a local, we will miss you, and hopefully you'll check out that podcast that we have there, or you could always just like buy a bus ticket, you piece of shit. Yeah. Fucking come meet us.
Is it that hard, Dad? Is it that hard?
To get a ticket or your ticket?
Or to come.
Who cares?
Lo siento, papi.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. What else is going on in the world, guys?
I don't know. You have this list. Pick something.
Yeah, I have.
Thanks.
Thanks for spoiling it.
Hey, look, it was
Fourth wall.
Oh wait,
who gives a shit about the
Destroy the illusion?
Hold on. We have to give some of my favorite bros. We have to give Kotaku some credit. Is on the list.
Okay.
Because I actually like Kotaku.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
I've been following them since like 2008.
I'm not a huge fan because a lot of their shit is just they want a lot of credit and appreciation and recognition for basically doing the same thing everyone else does.
I never really got that vibe.
I don't know.
I just thought they were just smaller IGN.
But yeah, that's IGN.
Yeah, but fuck IGS.
Yeah, I mean it's not IGN. So
no, I'm saying
there.
it is. Like you're saying, it's smaller IGN.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like the same thing. They also have a lot of clickbaity articles and bullshit.
I agree, but everywhere does. I'm not. Unfortunately, nowhere's perfect.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been able to find like any happy medium.
Well, like they had.
Because everybody's just like, look at me.
I'm Mr. B6.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm Mr. B6 of gaming. Look at me.
It's very true.
Like no,
I don't know, man.
It's all silly.
So anyway, I had to give Kotaku some credit because him and I have had some problems. Chris and I have had some problems with Kotaku just because of, like the way that they do game reviews and stuff like that.
I feel like I equate them to Polygon. I feel like they on purposely make something clickbaity. Like I remember when The Last of Us came out. It's like, okay, you're entitled to your 7.5 opinion, but your legitimate reason is the game made me feel uncomfortable because I'm a queasy bitch.
Or like their problem with Fallout 4 was I just didn't really like it. And it's like that's fine, but then you're going on record saying that this game isn't good because I don't like it.
I don't like any of their game reviews. I should go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
The only one I liked.
Then what's left is like
all their articles.
Clickbait articles. They have some articles that are decent. I will say that.
I thought a lot of their articles.
It's actually informative,
useful.
but I just see a lot of stuff from them that's just like, you know.
I will say I've gone to them a lot less. In the last, I mean, you know, it's 2015. Yeah. I've been to their website, I don't know, maybe 8 times in the last year.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they did a really awesome BioShock article that I really enjoyed, which was, did BioShock really need to be that gory? And I agreed that it didn't need to be. You did not need to pick up a skyhook and then snap some guy's neck 180 degrees. I feel like they could have engaged a little bit more in the market. Like I had a friend who actually, he refused to play the game until somebody came out with a less gore mod for the game. And he's a hardcore gamer. He was just like, that kind of shit upsets my stomach. Like I can't get through that.
If that's the case,
and I'm not saying that's a review. That was an article that said, hey, I think this impacted some of the market that was picking up the game. Because I worked at GameStop when that game came out. I had moms returning that game left, right, and fucking center.
Yeah.
Because of just that thing.
They
were like, I watched my kid play this for 5 minutes.
It was rated mature.
Right. Or I watched my teenager play this for 5 minutes. And, you know,
that's really like the goriest moment in the game.
I was playing mature games when I was like 12.
Yeah.
You know? And
I think most of us, a lot of us.
Right. Most in our generation did, for sure. So I didn't have to worry about it. My dad didn't, you know, think I was going to like buy a gun and go shoot up my school. My dad wasn't worried about that stuff. You know.
Anyway, like real quick.
Yeah.
The reason that I said I want to give Kotaku credit is because for their game reviews, they recently came out and said we're dropped because like basically what they would do is suggest. They would say, yes, we would suggest this. No, we wouldn't suggest it. You should wait until you buy it. One of those things. And they said that they're going to drop that because that basically just became another rating. Because they wanted to avoid ratings, so they're actually... I was like, that's pretty cool that they're actually trying to go to the point where it's just... They're just talking about a game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rad. But,
that's the way they originally talked about video games.
Right. But
way back in the day.
Yeah, I used to like them a lot.
Like 2007, 2008, yeah.
Changed. I mean, I get it. It's a business. They're trying to get clicks, but some of it's just silly. No, going back to what you were saying, I could equate that to the idea that people want them to make a PG-13 cut of Deadpool. Which it's fucking stupid to me. If the creator of this content intends it to be for a certain audience and intends it to be of a certain type of content, you can't say, I actually want you to make it just for me. I want you to make it for me.
Just
It's a bunch of gross fucking balls and go watch the rated R.
It's not meant for a child. It's not meant for a kid. It's fucking Deadpool. He's a goddamn murderer.
Wait a year, and it's going to be on TBS, and it's going to be edited. It's fine.
Super. It's going to be like 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
But it's like, and that's
instead of fuck, it's
I feel like it's because of the
fudge, or I don't know,
freak you.
Yeah, freak you.
But I feel like there's a part of that is because of the fact that Deadpool has been turned into a fucking character. He's a tchotchke bullshit character now. He's just a joke.
Yeah, he's just
so a lot of kids are like chimichangas,
hoarding, ninja mercenary.
You were at MegaCon last year. Did you see the human centipede of Deadpools?
I did not.
There was 40 of them.
Yeah, it was weird.
40 Deadpools.
Okay.
And they did a human centipede together. Why would you be that comfortable shoving your face in another dude's ass that's been in a morph suit for a number of hours?
Because maybe you were in the girl Deadpool's ass.
That's true.
I would eat those fucking groceries like they were made of fried chicken.
Eat them all of their shit to see what it came
Hell yeah.
I think there was probably one. So, okay, 39.
Hell yeah. Dude, I don't care who's mouth breathing into my butthole. I'm just worried about if I'm mouth breathing into her butthole, okay?
A tongue in the brown eye is a tongue in the brown eye. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. You just fucking let that shit go. So long as you can live with what you've brown-eyed in the morning, you're good.
So, Jared, are you a partaker of the ass? You enjoy the ass?
Oh, yeah!
Eat that booty like groceries?
You fucking not know that. Yeah, that's like one of my... That's why I'm single.
Is that your favorite thing? Wait, that's why you're single? Is because you want to eat butt?
No, because like...
You eat farts, don't you?
Oh, I swallow those
do you
bitches.
like tape a fucking funnel with your asshole and like suck it down?
What? No.
The farts.
You were getting really creative there.
I don't think it's not that creative.
That sounds creative.
It's a fart beer pong.
It's a fart
bomb.
That
Jackass did that.
You should market that and make money.
Jackass did that long before I ever talked about it.
I
continue.
I don't have cable.
Eating the booty.
Yeah. Yeah, I eat the booty.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just like you're bad about it though.
You're like
you love it.
I mean that's who wouldn't be bad about it?
I mean,
like you could be about it, so you should be about it, right?
You love the shit particles in your mouth.
Whatever. I'll eat a copper penny. I don't give a fuck. Just tastes like Abraham Lincoln on the tongue.
Oh, Abe. Abe's looking at me weird.
You'll never look at a penny the same.
God, dude. How can we go from like analytical debate about video games and movies to eating buttholes?
Because I'm here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And with that, I think we're done.
I think that's just about it.
I don't even know.
This should be put.
I mean, Jared and I basically steamrolled this whole fucking podcast.
Yep. It's like Chris is too busy playing the video game.
Yeah, he's too busy playing an episode of South Park. And we just stopped all over everybody anyway. This is how we are.
Yep.
Anyway, look out for more. There's new episodes of our podcast every week. So check us out. Subscribe to us. We will always have some rude, ridiculous bullshit for you to listen to. We also have YouTube. We do video podcasts, so check us out on YouTube. And there are YouTube series coming out shortly that will have all kinds of different content of us playing games, talking about shit, being bearded and bastards and bastardly and dastardly.
And weirdly.
And also, if you are in the Jacksonville area, please check out Pixelated, check out the Facebook page, and come check us out at the Hourglass on Bay Street.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to have you guys there. We'll have all kinds of gaming, and there will be giveaways for free movie tickets, and there will be food and all kinds of shit.
And I'll eat your booty.
Jared will eat your booty.
We have Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook,
check us out on Instagram.
Wait, we have an Instagram?
Yeah, we've had Instagram.
Oh, shit.
We also have a Snapchat, Christopher.
I'm still waiting for the login information for that. Just dicks
We should go
everywhere.
back to calling Chris Snapchat.
No, I've never used Snapchat.
Like we asked about that once.
Y'all call me Snapchat, and I've never even downloaded it once. Whatever.
He's so upset
Go with
about
it. All right, we're done. Okay, see you later. Bye.
My meeting with Mikolo and or talking about Mikolo during the Christmas holidays with my family.
Oh yeah,
There's that
there
too.
There was that race.
So we were talking about, it's like, so your mom's pretty much just racist zero, same great taste as racism, just not as much
Oh
calories.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about some beverage made specifically for racists.
His family. Yeah,
RC
yeah,
Cola.
we should have definitely recorded that. Yeah.
RC Cola. That's what it was.
RC McCullough.
God, dude, you are beautiful. You are a beautiful, beautiful bitch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Whoa.
Good job, guys. Another successful episode.